system. The toys are represented by two separate yet equally important, people. Toast, who investigates the new toys, and Dan, who finally edits and posts it 5 months later. These are their stories.
Did you see the headlines that Taika's not going to do Thor 5?
Well, he said he's not going to do it anytime soon, so if they want to do it quicker, then go for it. Otherwise, if they want to wait for him.
I saw those headlines and I'm like,
did anyone want you to do Thor 5?
Who's even talking about it, Thor 5? Was that even
and
on the table?
Pretty much the only thing they have talked about is keep you as far away from it as possible, because you ruined Thor 4 after making Thor 3 hilarious.
They were both bad.
Oh.
Six Flags is officially dead. That's a headline. New figures, huh?
Yes. New figures to look at.
Let's talk about these ones.
Yes.
Going back a little bit, some of the first ones shown were Captain Carrot, the new Superman, and a Green Lantern Batman.
Yes. Specifically the mullet Superman from the 90s.
Yep.
After he returned to life.
Return of Superman, Superman.
Yes.
Which
is not quite what that even is.
Makes me laugh every time I look at that figure.
Yeah, there's a discussion to be had about that guy. Yeah.
People have basically been doing this custom for a year.
They have been, but they've been doing it. There's some things you can do to that figure to make it better, which I did in my video of it. When I took it apart to make the Hush Superman, I switched the chest in the midsection, and I also made the arms not stick out as far, which makes them look not as big and disproportionate. The one thing I will say going for this figure is that while it is goofy and laughable looking, unfortunately for the time period, it's also fairly accurate to what Superman looked like in a lot of those comics. After the initial return of Superman, where he had the black suit and finished off Cyborg Superman and that whole storyline out, he had a storyline where his powers went nuts, and he just kept getting bigger and bigger and more disproportionate. Like, he grew in height, he grew in size, mass, everything, and looked absolutely ridiculous. And that's the one place this figure kind of succeeds, is that he's got this gigantic body and this itty-bitty little mullet head, and everything just looks big and balloony, and
he's got these giant hands.
Right?
The one thing... So he's got a different hairstyle, obviously.
Yeah. It is the original Action Comics 1000 head, which they have reused for Rebirth. It's just a different hair that they've glued onto it.
And it comes with Crypto, which looks like a soft goods cape, which I found interesting.
It is. It is an unposable figurine with a soft goods cape on it, which is interesting.
But crucially, it has painted belt loops.
It does. So that's the one thing I'm excited about. If I get this figure for no other reason, it's going to be because I can now make a technically more accurate version of the Hush custom I did. I had to use the darker Rebirth body parts because there is no Dark Knight Returns body in the lighter Superman colors. So I can do that.
I'm sorry, guys.
Sure.
Oh, it's all good.
You guys are recording.
Oh,
it's all right. I didn't realize how many carrots. Like, I never looked at his costume that closely.
We'll have to talk about that, because there's a lot going on with this figure. That
Look at this.
it's never going to be used for anything except for this figure, and I don't get it.
Painted the inside of his hand.
Yeah, and there's texture.
Startling.
Or did he paint the outside of his hand? Is it a yellow hand painted red?
That'd be a lot of paint.
That's true.
I don't know. However it was done.
Yeah, so that figure really looks like that. That's... No way.
The other thing I'll say about Superman is flesh-colored wrist pegs.
Yes, and are those the same hands Or did they give him new hands for this version? I can't tell. Those might be the same hands because they do look like the big, humongous hands. But they are skin colored, which I think they were on the last one too. It's the Rebirth one that gets the colorful pegs instead of the skin colored ones.
I just know that there's a bunch where the sleeve clearly ends, but then the peg is the same color as the arm, and it's weird.
It looks so strange.
I just think of Big Show when I look at these hands, just like...
I think of it when I look at his giant feet. I saw someone recently who did a custom where they used the entire Rebirth top half with the bottom half of this guy, so it had the smaller arms, the little itty-bitty Rebirth hands, and then these feet that are like this big by comparison to like how his hands are. It's like these huge Sideshow Bob feet. Like, this guy, it's so weird.
People make some weird kid badges.
They do, and they're like, they look so perfect. I'm like, only in a funhouse mirror.
This Batman, so the thing I notice about Batman
Yes.
is he doesn't have a molded chest logo.
That's...
Which means...
I'm glad you brought that up.
Which means you could just strip paint and then have a naked pec torso.
Yes,
piece.
even though it doesn't look very defined.
It doesn't.
Which is weird.
I don't know what's going on.
But it is strange, because usually McFarlane takes every opportunity he can to make a raised logo.
Yeah.
And one of the only other ones I can remember recently was Midnighter, where it wasn't, and that's just because he reused that Future State Batman or whatever. But yeah, I was kind of noticing that myself, that's not raised. That's kind of weird. This is the Three Jokers Batman.
Is it?
Body reused. Yeah, that's the same cape. Like, that's the same way it goes around. Yeah, so this is Three Jokers Batman. So you'll be able to do some head switching if you don't like the screaming head. Some people have already complained about that. I think it looks fine for this.
Oh, I didn't notice.
They're like, oh, it's Aquaman all over again. Like,
he's got the
one piece.
yeah.
Yeah, the one piece head and neck that plugs right into the torso. So
I think
it's
it works.
between Three Jokers and Hush, those are the two Batmans he seems to use for everything now. And I don't know, I kind of prefer the Hush Batman, even though he's got those stupid shoulders. I've had bad luck with the Three Jokers Batman body ever since that Year 2 Batman.
Oh,
which is one of the worst figures he's ever made.
I hate the Three Jokers Batman body. The lack of a neck.
That head in particular. This at least gave him some neck, but yeah, that one where it's just...
I like the expression.
Yeah, me
I mean,
too.
ordinarily, I like a lot of stoic faces, but there's nothing wrong about it. I hope the paint lands where it's supposed to.
Especially if Batman had a Green Lantern ring, I think he'd...
He's got Spawn eyes.
Like he'd be going nuts. Yeah, he gets the green eyes instead of a green mask. That's kind of cool.
I hope this is pre-production or something, because the ab texture doesn't really match the torso.
It doesn't, but the weird thing is his torso, this isn't metallic, but his midsection and his trunks and his shoulder parts are. So like he's painted metallic green, but unless this is a really bad photo, his chest piece is just flat green.
It's weird.
And I don't get that choice, because then his gloves are silver, his belt's silver, like chrome silver. Strange. Very strange.
I'll have to see it in package.
Yeah.
But that leads us to Captain Carrot.
Oh, Captain Carrot is a conundrum. So I know nothing about this character.
I kind of wanted Captain Carrot because I liked the Morrison Justice Incarnate with President Superman and the Multiversal Justice League. Captain Carrot's part of that. I didn't realize that, like, I guess I never looked that closely at his costume, but he's got molded carrot details.
Shoulder clasps for his cape. Yeah, there's a lot of pieces that were made that will be specific to this one character that he can't really reuse for anything. And it's very rare that Todd does that these days.
There's a lot of molded texture. It's like tiny hexagons.
Right? It's got like this honeycomb outfit, and even like the shapes around them have shapes in them. Like it's a very detailed figure.
I'm torn. I wanted one, and then I saw this, and I'm like, I don't know.
Really?
Because it's a little bit, it's skewing, I would say, realistic. it's almost skewing Star Wars Jackson, whereas the comic book was always a little bit cartoony.
Yeah.
So this is,
it is a bit McFarlaned out,
it's a little weird.
more scary-ish.
And the costume's a little bit more 3D because I ordinarily think of
Yeah.
costumes as skin tight. So I don't know. I'll wait and see.
But he does that for most of his costume characters, adds a texture where he can, I think just to make it more interesting. I mean, personally, I don't even like when Superman's costume doesn't have that anymore. I prefer it like it is in the movies now, how there's always like a pattern on it. It's, I don't know.
And Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man, even like Neo's coat in the Matrix, like all those things. If there's no texture on it, it just looks flat and weird. I don't know, very strange.
There's some other new ones.
Yeah.
I was trying to pull up the Spawn, which is
King Spawn.
is darkly lit, but he's got Darth Maul spikes on his head, and he looks kind of cool.
I could have sworn, didn't the last Spawn have Darth Maul spikes on its head? What was that, Nightmare Spawn? We looked at him.
Yikes, that's the wrong picture.
I think we looked at Nightmare Spawn. Yeah, I thought for a second, I'm like, so is this Nightmare Spawn all over again? Except he like ate a sandwich this time. He gained some weight. So that's what it looks like, and you can't see what his feet look like, so I don't know if he'll have cool backwards knee demon feet or if he'll just have regular Spawn Spider-Man feet.
I want to see what the rest of that figure looks like,
Me too.
and better lit, ideally.
Yes. Yeah, not just the one candle light.
But in addition to that, there was also Animal Man.
Yes.
Showed up recently.
Animal Man looks pretty decent. I was kind of surprised that
good.
he showed up. I believe he's been left open for an opportunity to make an additional exclusive or platinum with the leather coat.
Or the blue and white outfit that you were talking
Yeah,
about.
well, I feel like the blue and white one seemed like a lot more obscure. It would probably be easier to do because it could just be a straight up repaint of this, and that would be fine. But I don't know. I kind of hope they do this one again, but with this blue jacket, which would be easy to do. Just steal some parts from like any one of the many Red Hoods they've made and take his jacket and put it on this guy. There you go. And if you want to customize him, I just told you how to do it. That's probably what I'm going to do in the meantime.
Grifter, possibly.
I got into Animal Man during New 52. It's about the only time I've ever read him, but those comics were awesome.
Jeff
Those are
Lemire.
really cool. So I was happy to see this guy, even if it is from an older version of him that I wasn't as familiar with. But
It looks like maybe the Blue Beetle or Booster
I was
body,
thinking
which
one
I've
of
always
them,
thought
yeah.
was a good body.
It's like the perfect
Yeah.
proportioned action figure, that 2-pack. So no, I think it looks good. I think it's definitely one of those two because like Wave Rider is the other newer one, but he's like super buff. Like he's
Wave Rider is
Batrocitus.
Batrocitus?
Yes, so he's humongous. Which the more I see it, the more I get used to it. I feel like I've seen him drawn both ways. I've seen him real big. I've seen him also drawn more like a Blue Beetle proportioned person, but I still think that's a cool figure.
This
But
is
I
what-
like Animal.
This is what I
better.
want to talk about.
Ooh, what you got? More Dragon Ball?
Soft goods,
Oh,
Cell era Gohan.
what?
Articulate, well, it's not articulated cape, but it's a wired cape.
Okay,
One of my favorite Gohans with a wired cape.
that's pretty awesome.
I don't know how many Gohans I already own.
Well, you're gonna have this one.
Likely. And it's not crazy expensive. It's $47,
47.
which when it comes to Mecha Frieza, Mecha Cooler that I wanted, and it was like 120.
Mecha Cooler 100.
I'm like,
what?
no. I wanted this figure for so long,
For
and I'm
that?
saying no to you for that price.
C-list movie bag guy? 120. What?
But he was so cool.
Was he
Anyway.
painted with chameleon paint? Like what?
He was painted in a metallic, so he does have an actual metallic finish. It's just I'm unwilling to pay that price for such a
That's nuts.
literally small figure. But yes, I'm
Gohan
so excited.
is fantastic.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, you can't show me these. I can't start collecting Dragon Ball figures. Oh, no.
All right, there was a new picture as of this morning of Wonder Woman.
Yes, in the package with all of the accessories we didn't know she was going to have.
Right, including
He
several
has
hands.
made this figure impossible to pass up for anybody at this point.
What?
It's literally the Wonder Woman everyone
is
wanted.
This. There's new pictures since this morning. Hang on.
New?
Although this podcast was recorded several months ago, this was clearly a big day for images of new toys making their way online. The following reactions and overreactions are the first time we saw these alternate versions of these figures. Before this, we did not know they existed. Remember what I said about overreactions.
New pictures. Look at...
Oh, there's the packaging for Captain Carrot.
That's different.
Nice. He's got... That's the platinum.
Yes.
That's why. So there's a platinum Captain
But
Carrot.
that-
There's a kryptonite version of Superman. So he's got green skin and a green crypto.
Is that the one you want?
Ah! Ah! Green Lantern, platinum Batman,
Wait.
made out of completely translucent plastic.
Is it now molded instead of painted?
I don't know.
It looks...
I don't know.
I think
it
that's
might
an
just
edge.
be painted on.
I think
it's
an
just
edge.
painted on. I think it's painted on. I don't care. I want it. I want it.
Oh my god.
Son of a... No, I just said I'm not going to buy anymore. No! Why is he doing this?
He's got paw feet.
He's got rabbit feet. Oh, look at this figure. It's like 100% unique figure. Oh, guys. Oh, what's happening?
Oh, he's got a boot. He's got a boot and little demons.
So I might want this version. Wait.
That's a different head, isn't it? Is this also platinum?
So
That looks different.
are those the same wings from Hawkman and what's his name?
Redeemer? Probably.
Yeah. So it's reused wings on a reused body
New
with a
head?
different head. Because isn't that just the throne spawn?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I have that spawn body.
I like these guys.
Yeah, he comes with a bunch of little demons that are cool and
a bunch of guns.
38 guns. He
Holy
comes
cow.
with his own munitions pack, basically. So that's cool. So that's going to be what, like $100?
50.
50?
Yes.
For all that?
Yes.
Ooh, there's Danhausen. That's cool. Wow. Wonder Woman. Awesome. Oh.
Sword, axe, lasso, shield. 4 hands.
For additional hands. So
Yes.
6 hands total. Wow. And the lasso, by the way, is, I believe, wired. That's an actual string. That's not one plastic loop. That's actually like a lasso that can be undone. And like it's either a string or a wire. But yeah, like he went all out
And she does have a belt loop
on this
so you can attach it.
on this figure. It's ridiculous. I wonder if she has a place for the sword. Or if you just hold
Not that I see.
Or if it's like in the movie where she can just like clench it between her butt cheeks and hold it while she's wearing a dress that has nowhere to hide a sword.
The thing for me is she's kind of got a Jay Lee man face.
I was thinking a little bit of a Jay Lee style, but I wouldn't call that man face. I would just call that Amazon face. I mean,
Maybe.
to me, that's what Wonder Woman should look like. I mean,
Maybe.
her idea of fun is like having amazing, ridiculous battles. Like she's probably gonna have look a bit rough around the edges. I don't know. I think that figure's awesome.
I think there's too many stars.
They are a little bit too small. It probably should have been a little bit bigger and a few less of them. But I mean, if that's our only thing we can complain about,
I would prefer
right?
her in a skirt,
Yes.
and that's about it.
My thought is that if they do this in a platinum version, it'll probably be dark red, dark blue, and silver. It'll be new
He should
52
just-
colors, but it won't have the skirt, which will
This
suck.
should just be the base, like Batman and Superman have,
Yeah.
for a variety of Wonder Women.
That moving forward, it really should be. I imagine they'll use that as a base for a lot of female characters coming up. I mean, that's Superwoman's legs, I feel like, at least the thighs. I thought they were going to use her arms again, but I think they might have given... I'll have to check. I mean, they do have plain bracers, but it looks like there's a bevel around the edges. Superwoman's were just plain. Either way, I don't know. That's awesome. Finally, a Wonder Woman. And also that giant card stand that no one wants to pay for, but is getting anyways, for the card that most people throw away or, like you, give to me. So I have a giant box of them. That's pretty awesome. AEW 2-pack of Hook, who is Taz's son, and Danhausen, who is hilarious and has some of the coolest tattoos ever. That's pretty cool. There's another, I saw AEW exclusive one at Walmart. It's a Cody Rhodes figure they just released, which is kind of hilarious because I think WWE also just released like a big super Cody Rhodes figure celebrating that he's in their company again. And isn't in AEW, who released this figure after he left, but it has like one or two different like pants, like a whole bottom toe you can switch out, so you can have totally different trunks. Wow. I think they have another torso or something, or a jacket, like a whole nother top thing for it. It's weird because it's like a big flat box, and there's him with a shit ton of accessories, but then the sides have windows, and there's more accessories down both sides of the box. That thing is totally full. It's really cool. I'll give that
I
to
was
AEW.
momentarily excited about a Funko Dark Leo figure.
Funko.
I don't ordinarily care about
Like a Funko Pop?
But he's weirdly posed.
Okay.
I do love the design of Dark Leo,
Yes.
but he's weirdly posed.
I'll wait for the figure version to go with along with my other 4 turtles in his
which
style already.
They have to do.
They do. I mean, we're getting a shredder now, so
It's so good.
I saw that shredder. Oh.
I wish NECA would do a Dark Leo.
I'm still waiting for them to finish out the Last Ronin 4 turtles now that they're actually going to do all 4 of them.
I'm sure it's coming.
That makes me... Oh, they are. I
mean,
know they are. I've already seen Raph.
They've been shown at conventions. I just
Yeah.
don't think there's any pre-orders up. But it's coming.
So I can't wait for that. That'll be fun.
I still hope there's ghost versions. If they do the Last Ronin figures in transparent blue, I'm done. I'll buy them all.
Well, I mean, Mikey has 4... There's 4 variants of Mikey. I didn't know there was a 4th one. But there is a sketch variant of Mikey where he is all white with just black lines detailing his... So it looks like line art. I'm not sure if it's shaded even like that Batman we looked at. I'm pretty sure it's all white. I saw him on someone's shelf. He had them all lined up. But he had regular one, the one with no armor on, the black and orange one, and then there's the white one next to him. I'm like, there's a 4th one? No! So I have to get that now.
Have you read this? Did you read Last Ronin?
I still am not all the way through it. I know. It's on the read pile.
Okay.
Maybe that'll end up in one of my other side of the read pile videos once I start making those. Any new fun stuff? Any more we can look at and exclaim over?
I don't think so. I mean,
Those were the big ones.
this
And that's like released those images as we were looking at this pretty much.
the Platinum Collector's Edition was a real surprise.
Yeah, that's today. So,
Now I gotta figure out which Captain Carrot I want.
right? Which one's more accurate? And he comes with 4 extra hands. Superman even comes with 2 extra hands. And the dog.
It's so crazy.
I don't understand the Superman one with the green. I could have done without that. Unless... Look at that. Oh, man. I do know, I could have sworn there was a part in that story, because after a while he started to get really tall, really huge. He couldn't be Clark Kent anymore. He had to like stay out of sight because like everyone thought he was a monster. And like maybe there was a part in there where Kryptonite did something, like he either became like immune to Kryptonite temporarily, or I don't know, maybe that's why they made him green.
Still looks painted.
Yeah, it's paint. So the logo on translucent Batman is just also still painted on, but his whole he's clear. Oh, that's so cool. It's gonna be like Egon and Sonar Joker and see-through Aquaman pants. I don't think I'll be getting that figure. I might get one Aquaman so I can switch his head on my Justice League Aquaman, and that's about it. I don't even know if I want to see the damn movie, to be honest.
Oh, yes.
I could not care less about Aquaman 2.
Thumbs up and pointing. He's got some giant kneecaps.
Ooh.
Oh, tail.
He does. He's got a little tail. Oh, that's awesome.
Flight stand. We don't always get flight stands.
Isn't he technically an alternate Superman? So technically, that's another Superman figure. Oof. Action Comics 1000 looks weird. Cast in green.
Yep.
Eesh.
It's darker blue, too.
Yeah. So that's like...
Anyway.
I don't even know what blue that is. Yikes.
Well,
So that was fun.
color me surprised.
Yes. Color Superman green. Cool. All right. Well, there's some in there I'm going to have to get. Damn it.
Yeah, I gotta make some decisions. I just hope he continues things that he starts. Like, if he goes further with authority figures.
Right? Like, we're going to need Apollo now at the very least.
Yes.
We need him.
It depends on which version of Apollo he goes with. There's plenty to pick from.
I still want to know how he got a Midnighter with white pants. What the hell is that garbage? Are you kidding me? That looks so dumb.
It's not great.
It's like Batman being bright gray and bright blue. Good luck hiding in the shadows. My name's Midnighter. My costume's white. I don't understand that one. That choice. I don't mind that he reused a figure, but he painted it the wrong colors. Your custom one is way better.
It is close to a short-lived version of Midnighter. But those pants,
Yeah.
inexcusable.
Just wrong. Just wrong. Oh well. That's all right. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
I can always customize,
It's fine.
which I did.
Yes.
I gotta finish my Apollo.
Right?
It's like 2 years late.
It's like my Monster Hunter Batman.
Let's not talk about time.
Yeah. No. Time. Slipping by. Well, you got anything else?
No, we should wrap this up so we can go do things that we've talked about doing.
Yeah, like editing this so it's timely. Considering those figures were just shown today, so keep that in mind when you see this. Oh, I hope it's not like the podcast I'm editing right now in November that we filmed in July.
Actually, it's a lot like that.
When you talk about it being 100 degrees outside.
Well,
I mean, granted, it's November and it's like 60 something, but still, you know.
windows down today.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. All of our spring flowers are blooming now. They didn't bloom in the spring, but they're blooming now. I'm like, good. That's good.
No weather.
That's good. The Earth is in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Just fine.
Just fine.
Well, that's been it.
That has been it. I'm Dan,
I'm toast.
and let's all go look at some more figures. Void City reviews. Why can't we ever have these?